published 1731 Est, the 20th of November 2017, updated 0447 Est, the 21st of November 2017. Tony Pulis was ruthlessly sacked over the telephone by West Bromwich Albion. Chairman John Williams delivered the news during a call on Monday morning while Pulis was at home in Dorset. Sportsmail understands Pulis would have preferred a facetoface meeting after 3 years in charge. West Brom have sacked Tony Pulis following the 40 thrashing by Chelsea at the weekend. Owner Guochuan Lai was seen with Premier League chief Richard Scudamore. Right, Saturday Lai has acted due to a run of 2 wins from 21 Premier League games under Puliss. West Brom are now searching for a manager who can guide them clear of relegation danger. Having dismissed the survival specialist, the side are in 17th, 1 point above the drop zone. Premier League experience is the main criteria desired by West Brom's hierarchy, with Sam Allardyce featuring highly in discussions over Puliss' successor. However, Sportsmail understands the former England manager has no interest in taking over at the Hawthorns. The 63-year-old held recent talks with Everton but withdrew from the running when a contract offer failed to materialise. Nigel Pearson's name has also been mentioned. The 54-year-old is currently in charge of Belgian second-tier side Leuven, but his last Premier League involvement saw Leicester pull off a great escape by winning 7 of the final 9 games in 2015. Pearson was a coach under Brian Robson when West Brom achieved their own miraculous survival in 2005, and bringing him in with former assistant Craig Shakespeare would make an appealing option. The atmosphere among fans, who chanted repeatedly for Pulis to go, was a contributing factor. And Pardew, meanwhile, would come with a ringing endorsement from West Brom's technical director Nick Hammond, who worked with the former Palace manager at Reading. Gary Megson has been placed in temporary charge and will address the media on Tuesday afternoon. Megson, brought in by Pulis this summer when number 2 Dave Kemp retired, is popular among the Hawthorns faithful. For 2 championship promotions a decade ago, a new manager could be in place for Saturday's trip to Wembley to face Tottenham. West Brom acted after the 40 loss to Chelsea made it 2 wins from 21 Premier League games for Pulis, who admitted he faced the axe in his post-match press conference. Owner Guochuan Lai was in attendance to witness the febrile atmosphere, with fans repeatedly calling for Pulis to go, and came to the decision after holding discussions with Williams on Sunday. Williams called Pulis, who drove down to Bournemouth after the Chelsea defeat on Monday morning, and club sources stress the offer of a meeting was made. The club's Chinese owner made the decision after witnessing West Brom lose to Chelsea. Pulis spent big in the summer, signing Oliver Burke-Center, but they have struggled since. West Brom have averaged less than a goal a game in the Premier League under Pulis. But Pulis wanted to know his fate immediately. Williams said these decisions are never taken lightly but always in the interests of the club. We are in a results business, and over the back end of last season and this season to date, ours have been very disappointing. We would like to place on record our appreciation of Tony's contribution and hard work during a period of transition for the club which included a change of ownership. We wish him well in his future endeavours. The 59-year-old, who signed a contract to 2019 last summer, departs with a payoff worth £2.5 million and has already emerged as a contender from the Swansea job with Paul Clement in jeopardy. On Friday, Pulis joked he was too young for the vacant Wales manager's position. Pulis, who was appointed on New Year's Day 2015 and guided the club away from relegation fears to 13th, 14th, and 10th in successive campaigns, said our final league position over the last 3 seasons has represented the accomplishment of our targets as a club, sustaining our status in the Premier League and delivering stability throughout the club's transition of ownership. Expectations have risen, and although we are disappointed with some of our results, one thing I would never question is this group's work ethic and application. I would like to thank them for their efforts and wish them the very best in the future. West Brom have dismissed suggestions talks have taken place with Michael O'Neill. Saido Berahino, who was sold by Pulis, liked West Brom's Instagram post confirming the news. Pulis assistant Gary Megson will take charge of first-team affairs in the interim period. Over the last 3 seasons we have achieved a great deal, and I am proud to have managed West Bromwich Albion. I would like to thank the 2 owners, Jeremy Peace and Mr. Lai, the board and fans for the support during my time at West Brom. Jeremy Peace and Mr. Lai have played an important role in the off-field success and given the team a platform to build from. My remit was to develop the squad and ensure we delivered results which would in turn improve the club's financial position. We have achieved this year on year and I am pleased to have played a part in the club's growth. Our final league position in the last 3 seasons has represented the accomplishment of our targets as a club, sustaining our status in the Premier League and delivering stability throughout the club's transition of ownership. We enjoyed a fantastic season last year, finishing 10th in the Premier League for only the 3rd occasion in Albion's history and finished as the top Midlands team for only the 2nd time since 196,768. I strongly believe that this group of players can return to this level of performance and finish in the upper reaches of the Premier League this season. Expectations have risen, and although we are disappointed with some of our results, one thing I would never question is this group's work ethic and application. The players and backroom staff are extremely hard-working professionals, and I would like to thank them for their efforts and wish them the very best in the future. Supporters have long grown frustrated at the style of play at the Hawthorns, and a number of empty seats against Chelsea spoke of growing apathy. Puliss has, by wide consensus, established the club's best squad since returning to the Premier League, but this season failed to extract the most from players earning up to £100,000 per week. West Brom now want a manager who can find the team's potential, but first and foremost guide the club to safety, as well as Allardyce, Pearson, and Pardew. Ronald Koeman has top-flight know-how and would represent an ambitious move. Chris Wilder also has admirers at West Brom should the club decide to look beyond the top flight. Wilder has exceeded expectations at Oxford, Northampton, and has Sheffield United second in the Championship following promotion. Links to Michael O'Neill have been dismissed. The Premier League strugglers are only 1 place and 1 point above the relegation zone. 37 West Brom's average possession this season is the lowest in the Premier League. 0.22 to the Baggies had just 22% of the ball in last month's 32 home loss to Manchester City. 0.1 West Brom have had more possession than their opponent only once this term, at Brighton in a 3-1 defeat in September. 109 goals scored by Puliss side in 106 matches. 0.6 number of clean sheets West Brom have kept this calendar year. 0.11 games since West Brom last won. 0.2 number of victories the Baggies have recorded in the last 21 Premier League fixtures, both of which came in August. 0.4 the run of league defeats that signal the end of Puliss' reign.